In this session, we will we will study the different steps used for the construction of a well, used for constructing a well. Okay, so there are different procedures. There are different steps for constructing a well properly. Uh, Here are the steps to construct a well. There are 11 steps. First step is you have to find a proper location. You have to find a proper location for constructing the well. The location should be selected in such a way that we have to analyze where there is water present, groundwater present, whether the slope is sufficient for the groundwater to flow, or like that. According to all these factors, we will select a proper location for constructing the well. And the second thing is, after uh, finding the location, we have to dig a hole there. Dig a hole. Well is after all a hole, right? That hole you have to drill or dig up to a desired depth from which we can extract water. Okay. So there are different methods for making that hole. We can dig, drive, or drill. According to the type of well, it will vary. What procedure we will take to make the hole will vary according to the type of well. And the third one is, after we have to insert a casing, PVC casing or concrete casing. In our households and all, we will use concrete casing for wells, open wells. So PVC casing or concrete casing. Casing means a protective wall, which is actually in our houses and all. We will buy ready-made walls, ready-made cylindrical shaped concrete casings, and we will insert it into that hole. Okay, so like that we have to insert the casing, and along with the casing we have to insert another thing, that is well screen. They are slotted screens which are used to filter out the water. So that screens also we have to put at the very bottom of that hole or that well. And the fourth point is, you have to give a filter pack, a gravel pack wherever necessary. When there is a very fine materials and all, we have to provide gravel pack at the bottom and at the annular space between the hole and the casing. So the fifth step is, we have to you in this procedures, first we are making a hole and after that we are inserting the casing, right? So there may be some distance between the hole and the casing. It will not be fit together. So there may be some distance between, some annular space between that hole and that casing. So we have to fill that hole with cement grouting. So that is the fifth step. We have to grout that hole. And the sixth step is, develop the well to remove turbidity from the water. Yes, after constructing all these things, we have to then develop the well. What is the development of a well? While we are making the hole, many impurities, many fine particles, many soil particles will be dumped into that hole. Unnecessary soil particles will be dumped into that hole. So we have to remove that dumped particles in order to increase the capacity of the well. Okay, so that the removal of that loosened dumped particles is known as development of the well. There are many procedures for developing a well that we will discuss later. And after that, what we have to do, we have to construct a concrete pad around the well. After doing the development of the well, we have to construct a concrete pad. In your households and all, you may have seen that there is a concrete wall for the well on which the pulley will be attached and all. So that concrete pad we have to construct for safety concern as well as for protecting the well. And after that we have to install the pump. After all, a pump is needed for pumping water from that aquifer through the well. So a pump should be installed. And the ninth step is, after installation of the pump, you have to disinfect the water. Disinfection of the water is mainly done by means of chlorine. So chlorine, alum and all we will use. So we have to kill the bacteria and all from the water. Even after disinfecting, the water may contain some, in some critical areas, water may contain some pathogens and all. So whether there is some pathogens and all, we have to check that. So the 10th step is testing the water quality to make sure if it is safe for drinking. So we have to test in our house. If the well is constructing in our house and all, we were not making the test and all, because it is not necessary there, but in some critical areas it is necessary. And the 11th step is maintenance of the pump and pad. So these are the several steps for for the proper construction of a well. Now we will move on to each of the step. First one is determining the well location. The location of the well depends upon many factors such as subsurface conditions, subsurface soil types, vegetation, topography, surface water, sources of contamination, and accessibility to users. So all these factors will affect the selection of location. We have to know whether the water is present, whether the types of vegetations are sufficient enough to give water to the ground, and all we have to just think of that, and after that we can find a proper location for the well. And for finding all these factors, we need some data, some aerial photographs, geological reports, well logs, etc. We need all that things have to be collected, and we can select the location of the well. The second step is to make the hole to the desired depth. So we can make the hole by means of a number of methods. Digging, driving, drilling, etc. are some methods. So we'll move on to the first method, digging. Digging is normally done for open wells. You may have seen digging. Digging is done by manual means, by means of a shovel and pick. Okay. Human beings will use shovel and pick for removing the soil and making the hole. So by using this method, we can make wells up to a diameter of 1 to 10 meter and depth up to 20 meter we can make. So this is a example of a dug well. So the wells which are made by digging is known as dug well. And another procedure for making the hole is boring. So this is similar to that. This is also done for open wells, and this is similar to that of digging. We will dig a hole to some depth up to which we can dig. So some depth up to which we can dig, we will dig. Okay. So after that, if it is not possible to dig, then what we will do is we will make small holes at the bottom. Small holes. We will drill small holes at the bottom of that well, and we will make holes up to the aquifer, in such a way that the water from the aquifer will reach the well, reach the dug well. So this is a procedure for boring. And in case of we can do the boring by means of normal human energy, and as well as electrical energy we can use. So hand bored wells can be up to 20 centimeter in diameter and 15 meter in depth. So if it is done by human beings, then we can use hand operated augers or spiral augers. So augers are the devices you can see in this figure. Augers are the devices used to drill that small holes. So it consists of a handle and a sharp bottom end, which is used to make holes or remove the soil from that position. In case of spiral auger, it is used to remove stones or boulders encountered during boring. So by hand operated augers we can do boring, or by using power driven augers. Power driven augers are just like our core cutter. A cylinder will be there. The bottom of the cylinder will have a sharp edge, and the cylinder will be operated by means of some external forces, external engines or something. And we will insert the cylinder into the soil, and the soil will get filled in the cylinder. After that we can remove the cylinder and the soil, and again we can do the same procedure. So this is the power operated auger. The boreholes up to 1 meter in diameter and to depths greater than 30 meter can be constructed by means of power operated augers. All the numerical values in the slide are taken from Todd 9080, which is a reference book for your groundwater wells and pumps. And the third procedure for making the hole is driving. Driving is mainly done for tube wells. We all know what is driving. What is driving? There will be a pointed pipe. For driving a well, we will first find a well point. Find a well point where the well have to be constructed. At the well point, we will place a pipe which is of 3 to 7.5 centimeter diameter. We will place. Okay. And that pipe will have a sharp end at the bottom. And we will insert the pipe into the ground by means of a hammering action. We will hammer it into the ground. So this is the procedure for driving. Here you can see a driven well with a driving mechanism. There will be a sharp edged pipe which is positioned at the well point, and we will drive the sharpened pipe by using a hammer. Top of that pipe will be having some protective cover to bear the hammering effect. Okay, the diameters of the driven wells ranges from 3 to 10 centimeter, and the depths are usually less than 15 meter, although a few wells exceed 20 meter. Okay, so some suction types pumps are used to extract water from this kind. Yield of the driven wells is generally about 100 to 250 meter cube per day, which is also the numerical values taken from Todd itself. And yield means the discharge from the well. Okay, a number of driven wells have very small diameters up to 20 centimeter, right? So a number of to increase the discharge, a number of driven wells can be driven in the same position, same location, and we can connect all these well points to a single pump for increasing the discharge. So that system, a series of driven wells connected by a suction header to a single pump, is known as well point system. There are many advantages for this driven well. They are of minimum cost, short time construction, and even a single person can operate it. Now the fourth method is jetting. Jetting means, the name itself will give what is jetting. Jetting means jetting using the pressure of a jet of water for removing the soil. So that is what is known as jetting. We can see it by the means of a figure. Here you can see a small pipe which is at the center of the well. So actually this well is constructed to some half depth. We can assume like that. There is a small pipe here, and at the bottom of the pipe there is a chopping bit which is a pointed which is having a pointed end, and which is having nozzles around it. Okay, so what will happen is, there is a force pump here and a water supply pit here on the right side. So the water supply pit consists of water, and the water from this water supply pit is taken by this force pump, and it is forced through the rubber hose to the motor, and the motor will there is a clamp there. If the clamp is open, what will happen? The water will forcefully given to the pipe, and the forced water will be released at the bottom by means of this nozzles. The force of the water at the nozzles will allow the soil to be loosened, and it will be removed from its exact position. Due to that force itself, due to that force of that chopping bit itself, what will happen? The removed soil along with the jetted water will come up through the annular space between the pipe and the hole, that is the well and the pipe, and it will come up with the help of this forced water, and that earth material will come up to the settling pit. Okay, in the settling pit, what will happen is, the soil will get settled, and the remaining water will be flooded into that water supply pit. Again, that water is used for jetting. So this is the process occurring here. A small pump of approximately 680 liter per minute at a pressure of 3.5 to 5 kilogram per second square is used to force the drilling fluid, and we can make holes up to a depth of 15 centimeter and a diameter of 3 to 10 centimeter by means of this method. Another important method is drilling. So drilling is mainly done for deep and tube wells. There are three main methods of drilling: percussion drilling, rotary drilling, and rotary percussion drilling. Percussion drilling, I'll just sum up what is this. Percussion drilling is actually also known as cable tool drilling. It is actually actually in this case we will use the hammering effect for loosening the soil. In case of rotary drilling, we will use the rotary effect of the drill bit for removing the soil. In case of rotary percussion drilling, we will use both the forces. The hammering force as well as the rotary force of the drilling bit is used for removing the soil from the bottom. So we'll move on to each of them. First one is percussion drilling. Percussion drilling is otherwise known as cable tool drilling or standard drilling, and it consists of a standard well drilling rig, percussion tools, and a baler. Okay, we can see it with an example of a figure. So here you can see, here also we have to assume that the well is dug up to mid portion. So here there is a well which is made by using the same instrument. Anyway, at the center of the well you can see a tool string. A tool string is there. In the tool string at the bottom there is a drill bit. Okay, so the drill bit, the bottom of the drill bit will have a pointed chisel shaped end. Pointed chisel shaped end. Okay, so the tool string is attached to a cable to a pulley, and the pulley will be redirected to a diesel engine, an eccentric diesel engine. Okay, so the rotating motion inside the diesel engine will be converted to the to and fro hammering effect of the string, that cable. Okay, rotating motion of the diesel engine will be converted to the to and fro hammering effect of the cable. So what will happen? The cable along with the tool string will have a hammering action. So what will happen? The drill bit will move up and down, and the chiseling end of the drill bit, that pointed end of the drill bit, will make a penetration effect in the soil, and it will penetrate the soil, which will result in the loosening of the soil. So this is what is happening there. In that case, we can see the tool string is of a funnel shape, somewhat funnel shape. So you can see the enlarged figure of a tool string in the second figure. So you just see the second figure. So this is a tool string. The second middle figure is a tool string. A tool string consists of several parts. The first one is drill bit. At the bottom portion is known as drill bit, which is a chisel shaped end which is used to penetrate the soil. And next one is the drill stem. The drill stem will give an extra weight to the drill bit, or extra weight will be added to the drill bit by means of drill stem. So when weight increases, the hammering, the effect of the hammering action will be increased. So drill stem is a supporting element for the drill bit, and a drill jar is there for balancing all these things, and a rope socket. At the end of the drill jar there is a rope socket for what is that, tying that cable. There is a cable, right? There is a cable which is attached to the diesel engine, so that cable is attached to this tool string by means of this rope socket. And there is a drill line. Drill line is a central line of all these instruments. So this is maintained. The drill line is maintained in order to make the well in a straight position. Okay, so that is the thing. And by means of this hammering effect, we will remove the soil. What is that? We will loosen the soil. Okay, but the soil will be loosened, and it will be in the same well itself. It will not be removed. It will be in the well itself. But in order to make the construction effective, we have to remove that soil from the well, right? From that hole we have to remove that soil. For removing the soil, what we will do is, we will replace this tool string we will detach the tool string from the cable, and we will attach a baler instead of that tool string. That baler is a cylindrical instrument which is used to which uses a vacuum pressure for absorbing the soil, for taking the soil inside the cylinder, and that baler will remove the soil outside the hole. So this is what is happening here. If there is any confusion, you can just read this. So this is the thing happening, and all these things I have explained there. So after filling, the baler is hoisted to the surface and emptied. Drilling is accomplished by regular lifting and dropping of the tool string. As a result, the drilling line is rotated, the drill bit forms a round hole through the formation, the tool string is lifted, and the hole is baled. So this is the process happening here. Now the cable tool method drills holes up to a depth of 600 meter and having a diameter of 8 to 60 centimeter. There are many disadvantages for this percussion drilling. It has a very slow drilling blade, and the drilling depth is minimum, and it is difficult to pull up the casing, and the necessity of driving casing constantly with drilling is in unconsolidated geological formation. So these things you can read and understand. There are many advantages. There is no need of water for this purpose. Minimum water is required for drilling. It has a very high versatile ability to drill satisfactory over a wide range of geologic conditions. In any geologic types of soil, we can drill holes by using this method, and easy of maintenance and repair. etc. are the advantages of the percussion drilling. Now we will move on to the rotary drilling. The second method of drilling is rotary drilling. It is same as that of the percussion drilling, but the difference, there are some differences. What are they? The drill bit will be rotating here. It will not having a hammering action. Earlier that had a hammering action. In this case there will not be any hammering action. The drill bit will be just rotating. So here you can see in this figure there is a pipe which is constructed to a pump, which is connected to a pump. There is a pipe. At the bottom of the pipe there is a drill bit. The drill bit will be rotating. Due to the rotating action, what will happen? The soil will be removed. Along the rotating action, another thing is happening there. Here the pipe, there is a pipe which is attached to the drill bit, right? So through the pipe we will provide a fluid which is a mixture of water and bentonite will be given to the drill bit through this pipe. Okay, so when the drill bit is rotating, what will happen? This fluid will also be present at the bottom. This fluid will be injected at the bottom of the drill bit. Due to the force of this fluid, jetting action of this fluid, and due to the rotating effect of the drill bit, what will happen? The soil will get loosened due to two forces, due to the rotating action of the drill bit and due to the jetting action of the water bentonite mixture. So what will happen? The soil will be get loosened and it will move up to the settling pit. The soil plus that mixture of water and bentonite will move up to the settling pit. Whatever sediments will be settled here, and the remaining water plus bentonite will move to the screen, and from that it will be taken to the pump, and again it is given to remove the soil. So this is the thing happening here. This is a normal drilling method. There are other methods also. Air rotary and reverse circulation rotary method are there. Air rotary is very similar to that of normal rotary drilling, but the only difference is instead of bentonite plus water, a mixture of fluid will be given, right? Bentonite plus water. Instead of that, in air rotary we are giving compressed air. We are giving compressed air for making the hole. Okay, that is only difference. In case of reverse circulation rotary method, what we are doing is, you just see this figure. In this figure, first the bentonite plus water will come through the center pipe. It will reach the bottom portion. It will be jetted down through the drill bit and it will be moved up. The water plus bentonite along with the soil will be moved up through the annular space between the pipe and the hole. Okay, and it will be directed to the settling pit. So this is the thing happening in normal rotary drilling. But in case of reverse circulation, what is happening is, there will be a large pit consists of water. There will be a large pit containing water. That water will be forced to this annular space. That water will be forced to this annular space between the pipe and the hole. Okay, and that water will reach the bottom. Due to the force of this water, what will happen? That soil will get loosened, and instead of that drill bit, there will be a suction pump. A suction pump will be there. That suction pump will take up the soil plus water through the pipe to the upside portion, and the soil and water will be forced out. Okay, so this is the thing happening in reverse circulation rotary. Normal direction of flow will be reversed in case of reverse circulation rotary. This is the difference. So these are things you can read. And speed of rotation of the drill bit in the borehole is 30 to 60 rpm. Drilling mud is essentially bentonite clay, and density of the mud fluid is 1.02 to 1.14 gram per centimeter cube, and upward velocity of the flow in the borehole is 0.7 to 1 meter per second. This value is taken from Raghunath 2007. There are many advantages and disadvantages for this method. Fast drilling rate and not requirement of casing, convenience of electrical logging, etc. are the advantages, and high cost, complex operation, necessity to remove mud cake or clay lining during well development, etc. are the disadvantages of this method. So air rotary I have already explained. You can just read this. Reverse circulation, the direction of water flow is reversed than that of rotary method. That also I have discussed. You can just read this. So these are the numerical values about the different speed and all, which is given there. So here is an hydraulic rotary drilling with reverse circulation is given here. You can see here the figure. There will be a basin here. Basin consists of water here. In that water, what will happen? The water is directed to the well first. Through the annular space between the pipe and the hole, the water is directed downwards and it will reach the bottom. The drill bit will be rotating. The drill bit actually the drill bit is there, but the drill bit will be connected to a suction pipe. Here you can see a suction pipe. So the drill bit will be connected to a suction pipe. Due to the suction force, what will happen? The water plus the soil will be taken by the drill bit to the upward position, to upward. Okay, and it will reach the suction pipe and it will reach the suction pump. Finally, it will be forced to the settling basin where the mud will get settled and the remaining water will move again downwards. So this is the thing happening in that reverse circulation rotary. And the drill bit and drill pipe are rotated at speeds ranging from 10 to 40 rpm. Diameter is of the borehole is larger compared to drill pipe, so that the velocity of the descending water in the annular space is low. Reverse circulation rotary rigs generally can drill up to a depth of 125 meter, which is taken from Todd 1980. So other properties of the reverse circulation rotary method are given here. You can just read it. The important principle I have explained to you. And rotary percussion drilling is a combination of rotary and percussion. That is hammering effect and rotary action. That is the only difference. It can drill holes of 15 to 20 centimeter diameter and up to a depth of 120 meters. These are some of the properties and parts of the rotary percussion drilling method. So compressed air must be supplied at a pressure of 750 to 1350 kilonewton per meter square and free air supply at least 9 to 10 meter cube per minute. In this that is rotary plus percussion effect, we will provide air. No water is provided. We will provide air as the fluid. Okay. So rotation speed of the drill bit should be from 15 to 50 rpm. So this is a summary of all the methods which we have discussed earlier. So you can just read this. Now we will move on to the third step, installation of PVC casing and slotted screen. So casing, I have already told you, we are first making a hole and after that we have to insert a pipe. Maybe it is of concrete pipe, concrete cylinder pipe, or it is of PVC pipe, etc. Anything. This is to avoid the caving in of soil, okay, into the well. So it seals out surface water and any undesirable quality groundwater and also provides structural stability against caving materials outside the well. So this is the purpose of casing. And the materials used for casing are wrought iron, alloyed and unalloyed steel and ingot iron. So since Todd is writing this textbook, this is made up of wrought iron, alloyed steel, etc. But when it is written by an Indian, then it will be concrete, PVC, etc. Okay, you just have to note the difference. Polyvinyl chloride pipe is widely used as casing for shallow or deep small diameter observation wells. There are mainly two types of casings, surface casing and pump chamber casing. So surface casing is whatever we are seeing in our households and all. Whatever we are seeing is that concrete construction for the well, that is surface casing. Okay, the entire concrete rings we are providing for the well is known as surface casing. Pump casing is normally given in case of submersible pumps. Okay, tube wells are there, right? In tube wells, what will happen? The pump have to be inserted inside the well. So in that case, we have to give a casing for the pump. So that casing is known as pump chamber casing. The properties of all the surface casing and pump chamber casing is given here. You can read that. And after installing the casing, we have to install the well screens. Well screens are small diameter slotted pipes which are made up of some metals, which are placed at the bottom of the well for removing the debris from water and to filter out the water into the well. So a well screen is a filtering device that serves as the intake portion of the wells constructed in unconsolidated or semi-consolidated aquifers. So in the well casing, the diameter of the well casing, well screen, the diameter of the well screen will be less than that of the well casing. Always. Okay, that you have to note. There are many methods for installing this well screen. Pull back method, open hole method, bail down method, wash down method. All these method you may have studied in the second chapter itself. Anyway, I'll explain this. Pull back method, first one, pull back method. You can just see the figure. First, we have to dig a hole. We have to put the casing up to a depth, up to a maximum depth. അതായത് ലെറ്റ് മീ സ്വിച്ച് ഇൻ ടു മലയാളം. സി ഫസ്റ്റ് നമ്മൾ ആ കുഴി എടുക്കുക. ആ കുഴിക്കകത്തിലോട്ട് നമ്മൾ വെൽ കേസിങ് വെക്കുക. വെൽ കേസിങ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് കോൺക്രീറ്റ് റിങ്ങുകളാണ്. അത് വെച്ച് അതെവിടം വരെ വെക്കണമെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ എത്ര ഡെപ്ത് വരെ നമുക്ക് വേണമോ, ആക്യുഫറിൻ്റെ എത്ര ഡെപ്ത് വരെ നമുക്ക് വേണമോ മാക്സിമം ഡെപ്തിൽ അത് കുഴിച്ചിട്ട് വെൽ സ്ക്രീനുകളെല്ലാം വെക്കുക. വെൽ കേസിങ്ങുകളെല്ലാം വെക്കുക. വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഈ വെൽ സ്ക്രീൻ അതിനകത്തോട്ട് ഇടുക. വി ആർ പുട്ടിങ് ആഫ്റ്റർ placing the well casing, we will then put the well screen inside the casing, and what we will do, we will pull back the casing. outerly vanittu casing ullathu, there is casing outside the well screen, so we'll pull back the casing. At that time what will happen, there is a packer, a swedge block at the top of this well screen, so that swedge block will be opened and it will be fitted to the well casing. So that is happening in pull back method. Second one is open hole method. In this case what we are doing is, we will first dig the hole and the casing is first driven to a depth a little below the desired position for the top of the well screen. A position where a little below the desired position for the top of the well screen, we will dig the hole and put the casing. After that we will place the screen inside that casing, and automatically an open hole is then drilled in the sand below the casing, and the casing is filled with mud fluid. So screen lower, when the screen is lowered, then the lead packer is wedged to the casing. Lead packer will open and it will be fitted to the casing. This is the thing happening in open hole method. In case of bail down method, what we are doing is, we will first drive the casing to the intended position of the top of the screen. സ്ക്രീൻ എവിടം വരെ വേണമോ അതിൻ്റെ ടോപ്പ് വരെ നമ്മൾ കേസിങ് ഇടുക. എ ബെയിൽ ഡൗൺ ഷൂ വിത്ത് കണക്ഷൻ ഫിറ്റിംഗ്സ് ഇസ് ഫിറ്റഡ് ടു ദ ബോട്ടം ഓഫ് ദ സ്ക്രീൻ, ദാറ്റ് വി ഓൾ നോ. സോ എ സ്ട്രിങ് ഓഫ് ബെയിലിംഗ് പൈപ്പ് ഇസ് സ്ക്രൂഡ് ഓൺ ടു ദ കപ്ലിംഗ് ഓഫ് ദ ബെയിൽ ഡൗൺ ഷൂ ആൻഡ് ദ സ്ക്രീൻ ഈസ് സസ്പെൻഡഡ് ഓൺ ദിസ് സ്ട്രിങ്. സോ വാട്ട് വിൽ ഹാപ്പൻ, വി വിൽ first the casing will be there, inside that a bailer will be there. Okay, a bail down shoe will be there. We all know what is bailer. Bailer is a cylindrical device which is having a penetrating bottom and which is used for removing the soil. So inside the casing we will provide a bailer to remove the soil from the bottom, and in the position of that bailer we will then place the screen, well screen, and the lead packer will be expanded. This is happening in bail down method. In the the next method is wash down method. In this case, we instead of bailer we will use a jet of water for removing the soil. Okay, so this is the difference between these two. The fourth step is float in a filter pack to keep dirt out of the well. So if necessary we can give the gravel pack. So these are the three situations when we have to give the gravel pack. Okay, if so here is a figure which showing how the gravel pack has to be given. The gravel pack is normally given at the bottom portion as well as the sides between the annular spaces. So this is about the gravel pack. And the fifth step is grouting of the casing. The grouting of the casing means there will be some distance between the hole which is made for the well and the casing. So that distance should be filled with cement grouting to avoid the leakage and unnecessary intrusion of particles. So that process is known as grouting of the casing. So here you can see we are grouting the casing in between that outside of the hole and between the annular space between the outside of the hole and the tube. So this is what is known as casing, grouting of the casing. And the sixth stage is well development. The development of well as the stabilization of the well walls adjacent to the well screens by removing fine particles from the geologic formations. Uh, while we are constructing a well or constructing the hole, what will happen? Many amount of soil will be um, deposited at the bottom of the well, so which will decrease the capacity of the well. So we have to remove all these unwanted particles from the well before using it for domestic purpose. So that is known as well development. The main objectives of well development are to increase the porosity and permeability of aquifer, to get same free water if the aquifer formation has losses fine sand, to remove the mud layer formed over well walls during the rotary drilling. Okay, so these are the things which have to be noted. The principle of well development is reversal of flow directions. Reversal of flow directions. You can just imagine that you have to first pump in water, and then that water should be pumped out. This is known as reversal flow. Reversal of flow. We are pumping in something and we are pumping out something. So what will happen when we are pumping in? That will be a fresh water. When we are pumping out, that normal fresh water will combine with all these fine particles and it will be sucked out. So all the fine particles will be removed. So this is the case of well development. There are many methods for well development: surging, rawhiding, backwashing by air, surging by air, jetting by water, dispersing by chemicals. These things you can read and just understand. Surging is a closed fluid block called surge block is moved up and down. A surge block is there, it is moved up and down. The downward movement causes the instantaneous increase in pressure causing the water from well to move into the aquifer. The upward movement causes water to move from aquifer to the well. So we are forcing the water. We are forcing the water to develop the well. So that is the thing happening in surging. We are using a surge block, a cylindrical like structure. A surge block is used and applying pressure to the well. Okay, so water in the well. So what will happen? The water is forced to move into the aquifer, and when the surge block is removed, what will happen? The water which is forced into the aquifer comes out at a higher pressure, and that water will be removed, and the particles also will be removed by bailing. So this is a process of surging. And in this method of rawhiding, we will use turbine pump without foot valve. The pump is operated to cause maximum possible drawdown and suddenly dropped. So when the pump is operating, what will happen? The water will be given. When it is stopped, the water from the suction line immediately rushes out of the well. Okay, so that is the thing happening here. And backwashing, in this method, water is pumped into the well by high pressure so that the flow occurs from well to aquifer. This causes dislodging of fine particles from fine. It is not time, it is fine particles from the well wall. Backwashing by air. Instead of water, we are using air here for removing the particles. Surging by air. In this method, air is sent into the well water and instantaneous increase in pressure is created. The well is not closed airtight. This surge reverses the flow from well to the aquifer. So the same thing, if the principle of the development is reversals of flow. So we have to remove the unwanted particles from the walls and the bottom of the well. So we are reversing either water or air by means of extra pressure, by using a pump or any extra pressure. So this is the principle. You can just read and get what is happening in each method. So dispersing with chemicals, we are not using any force in this case. In this case, we are using some chemicals for dissolving all the materials in that chemical, and we are taking the remaining fluid out. So using explosive, we can enlarge the well or remove the fine particles by means of some explosive. That is the method used here. So all these things we can. And the seventh step is, after development, what we have to do? We have to construct a concrete pad around the well. A concrete pad which is for protection and to protect the well from surface water, etc. We will build a concrete pad, and after that we can install a pump. About the pump, we have already discussed what all pumps we can use. And after that, we have to disinfect the well. The disinfection of the well is mainly done by using chlorine or alum. And after the disinfection, we will move on to testing. Testing of the water quality is needed. So testing, you can you already know how the water to be tested. It will be, or else it will be dealt in water quality measures. So these are the things you can read. And after that, so this is a final, so this is a final step which we have to do. Test water quality to make sure if it is drink, and finally we have to maintain it properly. Now one another term is there which is included in this chapter, which is known as the completion of well installation. The completion of well consists of three steps: placement of the casing and well screen, cementing and grouting of the casing, and gravel banking. These three steps together is known as completion of the well. So you have to note this point, maybe asked in your exam. And thank you.